All right, greetings. Well, here I am, shirt off. I don't think you've seen that before in me. Amazing, somebody on the internet who's got clothes on usually. I just finished a really, well for me, pretty hard interval rowing workout. And it's only hard because I haven't done it for quite some time. You know, when I'm in good shape, then it's not hard. But this was really easy, except I haven't done it for so long. It was pretty hard, not crazy hard. I wasn't on my hands and knees, gasping and panting and curled up in a ball. But when I say out of shape, I'm never talking, well, for me, I'm not talking about my shape. My shape is always what it is. So I wanted to talk today about abs. And, you know, shirts off. So I've had abs for over 50 years. I started working out in the early 70s, and 2 weeks later, I had abs. We didn't call them abs in those days. It was a washboard stomach. And it was before crunches had been invented, or certainly before anybody had really heard of them. And in any case, I didn't do them, and I don't do them now, except, you know, as a part of a programmed workout. I don't do anything special for abs as a body part compared to anything else. It's just full body stuff for me. And okay, well, then how do I have abs? Oh, it's genetic. Yeah, no, it isn't. There are genetic things. I've got really good, I think, lats. My genetics for lats are good. The insertion point, you can't see it from here, but the insertion point is pretty low, and that means the muscle can be wider. Okay, I didn't do anything for that. It's something that I'm pretty good at dips. When I was a teenager, we used to strap, 80 pounds or 100 pounds around your waist, and you just do dips. That wasn't a hard thing for me because I had that advantaged muscle. But my biceps are nothing at all. I got a long tendon, and that's less muscle. Okay, that's what it is. I'm not here to, to compare body parts. So in terms of the genetics of abs, I think it's probably, pretty normal. Here's the practice. After I started working out as a young teenager in 1972, 2 weeks later, I had abs. And what's that about? And this is what it's about. Automatically, and I was aware that I was doing it. I didn't know why. I didn't know it was right. It's just what I did. Whenever I lifted something, just instinctively, whenever I lifted something, I engaged my core. So I would tighten it up. It would be tight, and that's what does it. I was using abs the way they are supposed to be used. That's what they're for. Abs are not for looking good at the beach. Abs are for protecting and holding your viscera, your guts, and they're for having good posture. So this is not good posture, and this is good posture. Not, yes, no, and it's about your back. Back here, this, I'm slumping. My sternum and my pubic bone are closer to one another. You don't want that. You take your sternum and you lift it up. And it's these core muscles. I call it like a tube of toothpaste. You just squeeze it and it all squirts up. You just lift it up and it comes up to where it should be. This is one of the ways you can figure these things out. It's not hard. But one of the things that gave me an example is, so I wasn't even aware that I was doing it. One day I was walking down the stairs and I noticed that I was a little tighter. I was a little bit more engaged. And why am I doing that? And it was because I did not like the feeling of my guts bouncing, slumping up and down as I was walking on the stairs. So I engaged it to hold them in place. My guts, liver, kidneys, that's what abs are for. Like in Chinese medicine, you don't want the clong, clong, clong. You don't want your organs, which are, all this special stuff about qi and organs. I don't know, but that's the idea. You don't want it crashing down onto each other all the time. And the way you do that is you lift it up. Now, I've got the rib that goes under a little bit. And you see people, maybe it's you, and your rib kind of sticks out a little bit. The reason mine curl under, and I just have this, that's my shape. The reason is this rib here is curled under. Good. It's a ledge that my guts can kind of hold on to, rather than just sink down in the bottom of my pelvis and just squashed and get flatter and flatter and flatter, and I get fatter and fatter and fatter because, well, whatever the reason is. So because I literally, anytime I'm standing up or walking or moving, I'm engaged very lightly, the way you should be. It's not like you're expecting a punch. It's not like you're showing off for somebody. In high school, I used to have people, just because I guess it was a kind of show-offy thing. You're going to say no duh, but I'd let people do the gut punch. And as a matter of fact, somebody took a hammer and bam, 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 and it'll leave a red mark. It'll hit the skin, but it's just nothing at all. It didn't get through the muscle. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, if it's a small hammer, a ball peen hammer, fine. The point is, that's what I did, but it wasn't. It's how the guy killed Houdini. He could take a gut punch, and some college boxer came up and sucker punched him because he heard that, and a few weeks later, Houdini was dead. Something ruptured, some horrible thing. Point is, don't put playing around like that. Make it a fair game. You didn't need that. I went off on a tangent. So my point is that constantly, a lifetime of engaging the muscles that pull things together, it has caused the bone, the way it should, to curve in. And if you want that, which is kind of my point, it is. You've got to develop the muscle. What are the abs for? Well, we talked about that. What they're not for, they're supporting your viscera. What they're not for is doing crunches. Because where in your life will you ever do crunches? What natural function, and well, when you vomit, you kind of, curl up and it really super contracts. That's not what they're for. They do it. If you're hanging by your ankles from a cliff and you've got to, climb up, then you need to do that crunch. You need a strong core. Absolutely. That happens all the time. Just last week I was hanging from a helicopter. I'm gonna go on a little tangent here. The movie, either Gene Hackman or John Lithgow, whatever it is, and the hero is hanging from the helicopter by one hand, and he's holding the girl with the other hand, and he's got one hand is up and the other hand is down, and don't let go. Nobody is going to be doing that. It's this total fantasy about what is unreal, and then you and me, and well, not me, but people get this unrealistic expectation of what's possible. That is so hyper elite. This is not hyper elite. This is what a guy in his mid-60s, I was born in the 50s, this is what people my age should look like. Very few people do. It's a ridiculous claim that anybody should. And yet here I am saying you should. And this is why this channel, these videos that I've been putting out, it's health and nutrition, it's fitness and exercise, but it's lifestyle. The things that you do as a habit. So the reason I have properly developed abs is I use them properly. And so just standing, I'm engaged. And I'm never ever going to relax it. It's just automatic, and it's as it should be. It's like traditional people. They know how to stand properly with good posture. If I sit down, I relax, and the guts and the viscera slump down, and there's a little bit of, I can't really do it. It's a conscious process with me. Let's see, I don't like to do it because I've got a pot belly. So here it is. All right, there I am. That's me disengaged. And it's a very unnatural thing. It feels really, it doesn't feel right. Completely unconscious on my part. It's like, I'm going to say it, it's like a child who learns how to control their bladder or their sphincters, and they're not pooping themselves anymore. Oh, that's such a great deal. No, it's natural. And then our normal state is to keep these things closed. Same deal. I'm not kidding. It's a graphic example, but that's good because now you can remember it. Good posture is like not pooping your pants. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm done. My point is, well, maybe not. My point is that here it is. If you don't have abs, it's two things. You don't have the muscle, you've not developed it, your posture is not going to be good, it's going to be unnatural, your viscera are going to be slumping down into your pelvis, and I think, I don't know, I'm not a Chinese medicine guy, but I don't think your health is going to be what it could be because your guts are misplaced, and it's not a good thing. So there's that, you don't have the muscle. And then you just have too much fat. You're fat. I'm dehydrated at this moment because I just did that rowing and I was doing jiu-jitsu, and I'm pretty old and it's so hard to move. I may be closing in on the golden hour of my jiu-jitsu career. I'm not going to give it up, but competing, being competitive, these guys are three times younger than I am, a third of my age. It's getting pretty tough. I can barely move sometimes. I'm just stiff and old and slow. Boo-hoo for me. But it's the fat. So I might be a little dehydrated right now. Last night I was not dehydrated, and it was 7% body fat. So I don't know. This is what 7%. I've not been doing any bodybuilding, any strength training. I just do what I do, the Metcons. So I'm a little lighter on top. I don't think my core is ever going to change because you always use it every day. I don't do, handstand push-ups every day. If that were important to me, and maybe it'll become important, I'll do that. The upper body here, this chest up, a little light, but I'm not a bodybuilder. Now, I might sound like the biggest tool in the world, talking about what's natural for me, and going on and on and on and on and on and on and on about it. But it's meant to, look, I'm an old guy. What's your excuse? Because age is not an excuse at all. You have a health issue, what can you do? Oh, I got a bad knee. Okay, well, do you have an upper body? Can you do something with that? The paralytic, the paragames, with people in wheelchairs, they are doing what they can do. And that's a beautiful thing. Well, what's your excuse? Oh, I have a thing, my emotions, whatever. Do what you can do. So my point was, you need the muscle. Look, honestly, it's not a fantastic goal. Abs is not the goal. Overall fitness is the goal. And as a part of that, as I say, since 1972, I've had precisely that middle body. I'm a tall guy, I'm 6'4". That's a long way to go. I wasn't, in the early 70s, I wasn't 6'4" yet, but I had development. Anyway, how to be lean. And that's all the stuff that I talk about in terms of nutrition. And we'll talk more about it, but this is the result of that. Oh, you can see, I am a man of my generation. I'm not afraid of body hair. I'm not afraid of chest hair. I think it's appropriate. If that's your ethnicity, if it's in you to have that, people should celebrate their bodies. And I don't mean that as well, I do. It's a generational thing. And I'm going to do one of my weird little tangents. I don't know if I should. Body hair, it is a sexual cue. It says I'm an adult. So the practice now in the younger generation of more than manscaping themselves, this is unnatural. Cultures do it, but in terms of the biology of it, it's anyway. I come from the 70s, so hairy, and I'm not that hairy. Oh, just incidentally, as an aging thing, it's one of those points. I've gone completely silver. The chest hair, my beard. I had a beard for the first time in many years last year, and completely white, completely white. And I didn't like the lack of match. I don't mind white, but I'm still blonde, and there was just like a direct cutoff, and it didn't suit my aesthetic. So when I'm a little older and I'm a little, not gray, because I'm not going to be gray, a little more silver, and the blend is a little smoother, okay, I'll grow a beard again. Anyway, that's just because I saw the glint of my pelt. Yeah, that's all over the place. But by now, maybe you should expect that from me. I don't mind going off on tangents. Maybe I never come back to the main point, but this is a conversation. And we're allowed to do that. If this were not a conversation, if it was a teaching seminar, believe me, it would be organized. But this is not that. This is a conversation. I won't go into my philosophy about why I'm doing it this way, but there's a reason. Anyway, I haven't gone on for too very long. There's probably some things. I may just dump this video and put up another one more organized, but if you're going to learn anything from me, part of it is that we're just human beings, and we have to tolerate the way people are. There's foolishness that we don't have to, but there's foolishness that we should put up with, and then there's foolishness that it's endearing. I'm not saying mine is endearing, but you know, we love our loved ones for who they are and what they are and what they do. And I'm getting preachy now, so I'll stop. Have a great day.